Welcome to my channel. This is Gracie the Yogi. I'm a yoga teacher, a mother, an entrepreneur. My mission is to change the lives of people, of women, of men, of people and humanity through yoga. The yoga and meditation and holistic ways of healing and encouraging people to get close to nature, have their own relationship with nature. That's why I'm here. I am a spiritual leader. I'm born with a gift. If y'all would like to book a consultation, click the link in my bio, okay? But today we're going to be talking about yoga tips, and we're going to be talking about surrendering to the Divine Mother. Start the Q&A. Some questions about yoga. Start Q&A. Okay. So, surrendering to the divine, surrendering to Great Mother and her plan. Let's talk about that. So, that's a big thing for me. And it's a big thing in general, but it's a really big thing because in this world, you're taught to depend on people and depend on yourself. Depend on the validation of others. While that is cool, but when you live far from nature and when you live in a certain society that makes you feel like you need to depend on material things in order for happiness or in order for satisfaction or in order for a good life, you have to depend on the system, you have to depend on people, you have to depend on things that literally does not matter, y'all. And here's the thing is, I'm gonna heat it. Ooh, it's hot. I'm just straightening my hair a little bit. But the thing is that comes from within. Number one, I would say that, and you have to understand that nature is abundant. So if nature is abundant, Great Mother is abundant. She teaches us that she feeds the birds, the bees, the sea, everything. Everything has a way to survive. So let me ask you something. Why would she not do the same for us? What makes human beings so different that she won't make it rain for our tree? You know what I mean? Hi DDFGFFH. Comment where you're from. I'm answering questions about yoga. So the thing about surrendering to the Great Mother is it's a challenge to understand that, like, okay, so if you have a dream of something, it's something that you want to do. Instead of depending on the validation of others, understand that you got this desire for a reason. You know what I mean? You got this desire because for a reason, because your soul was called to do this. And people can distract you, they can tell you, you know, what all the reasons why you shouldn't do it. What about this? What about that? And y'all, there's a difference between encouragement and, you know, putting somebody down. And if you can't tell the difference, I'll tell you that energy doesn't lie. You know, you can tell when someone's really concerned about you or when they just seriously doubt your ability to do what you are talking about. And you have to understand, you have to be okay with that, because Great Mother doesn't give everybody the same mission on this earth. You know what I mean? Or the same message. We're gifted different missions and messages, so you don't need their um, input or permission. And that's something that um, I really saw myself. Is that you don't need permission from people. Make sure y'all like this up, ask me some questions, like and subscribe. Link in bio to book a consultation with me for yoga, or Hi Tyler Music, or email me. But basically what I'm saying is, like, you don't need their validation in order to do what you need to do. You have to trust in the Great Mother's plan, and that there is a plan. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn this down a little bit. That's too high. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I got a silk press, but this is actually my first time maintaining it. And I'm trying to figure out if I know how to. If I know what I'm doing here. Can you do the silk press mean? What's the silk press mean? Look at my hang time. Look at my hang time. That's not a silk press mean. Y'all. Ooh, okay, this one I'm trying. Ooh. Ooh, y'all know. Ooh, that's scary. Y'all, I don't want to burn myself. But yeah, so surrender to the divine, to the Great Mother, and like actually pray. Because here's the thing is, and when I say pray, I'm not talking about a standard that we've all been taught. You know what I mean? Like begging. I'm not talking about begging. Don't vibrate in the frequency of desperation and begging. You know what I mean? The reason why is because that's the wrong energy. I mean, like, I feel like it's the wrong energy unless you really need to, but like, I feel like it's the wrong energy. You know, expect, like, assume that she will. And hold on, yeah, I'm on live. Who is it? I'm on live. Huh? I'm on live. But yeah, like, assume that she's gonna come through, you know, and be thankful, like, for the things that is done. Like, see her creation. Like, literally, it rains so that the trees can get water, and then so that the trees can give off oxygen and life to the animals. Like, everything has a system. I don't understand why I understand why people think that, because that's what they've been taught to think, that, you know, everything is about survival, and resources are limited. And I really think that it's just the way that they've kind of like manipulated us into being. You know what I mean? I think all of that is really just an illusion, you know? Ooh, okay, moment of truth, honey. I have a lock in the back of my head, guys, because I love Avatar, and I was actually inspired by Avatar to kind of have like a life lock in the back of my head, and I've had it since I was 17, and I don't plan on getting rid of it like ever. But yeah, so I'm just doing the ends. I don't even know if I'm grabbing anything, y'all. Yo, it's my baby. He's tired. But yeah, so ways that I work on trusting the Great Mother and her plan is by affirming that out loud and saying it out loud, like talking. Talking to her is praying and understand, like, okay, I have this desire to go here or do something great or experience this and that for a reason. You know what I mean? And, you know, I kind of like feel like that I owe myself to live because it's my birthright and because my ancestors fought for us, you know, to even be here. So why waste it living a mediocre life, you know, or doing it how they say it's supposed to be done, or constantly in fight or flight, you know, in survival mode. And by the way, if you feel like you're constantly in survival mode, look out for my nervous system reset workshop. I've gotten so much good input from people about this nervous system reset workshop that I host. People, they love it. You know what I mean? Because it helps them understand the nervous system in their body. I actually teach about what that looks like, you know, what that is, you know. And then we do activities, so watch out for that, guys. But yeah, so talk to her, talk to Great Mother, and you know, confess your desires, you know, claim your desires, and then kind of like release it and give it to her, and kind of like trust that it's gonna happen, you know. Trust and just move within your intentions and get 1% better every day. Do something every day that builds your dreams or your goals and your missions, and get away from people who want to pull you down. You know what I mean? Or they want to hurt you, or they want to make you feel like you can't do it. Get away from them. And if you can't get away from them, set boundaries with them. Don't hate them, but understand that something's wrong with them, and that it's just a projection of how they feel about themselves, not about how you're supposed to feel about yourself. Does that make sense? I feel like that does make sense. Y'all, I'm not good at this type of stuff. I could get my hair done. I don't do my hair. But yeah, if y'all have any questions, give it to me. Y'all don't judge me right now. I know it's getting a little too. Okay. There we go. That's it. That's it. But yeah, guys, like and subscribe, boost this, like this. Give me questions about yoga, questions about trusting Great Mother and my experience. Here's a really good example of trusting Great Mother, and by no way, shape, or form am I saying do the same thing that I did. But when I was in school, I'm 20 now, but when I was in high school and before I went homeschooled, I'm telling y'all now, I would have never went homeschool if I would have submitted to a system that I knew was not working for me, that I knew had no type of life that I desired, like, at all. Life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. Where did this whole thing come from of life is hard and life sucks? Dude, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be creative. Why are we normalizing this BS? That's what I want to know. I want to know why we're normalizing life sucking and doing the same thing our entire lives. You know what I mean? Why are we normalizing this? Why are we normalizing a life where people are sad and mad and mean, you know, to each other? Why are we normalizing that? I don't understand. You know, it's some type of weird. It's all for control, for real, for real. They program you from the moment that you are a baby as far as what to expect of life and what is normal, and then all that stuff that you might have been excited for, you realize is just really, it's just fleshly desires. And it's fine to have material things. It's beautiful to have material things, but it's about how you respect it. It's about your way of life. You know what I mean? It's about your way of life. So if you have like no way of life, what is this really? You know, what are we really here for and here to experience? And I feel like if I didn't stick up for what I wanted and what I believed in, and I didn't normalize school being boring and sucking, like I'm telling you, people were in high school. We were kids in high school, and we were like, people were getting high in the bathroom. You know what I mean? How much can life suck for children to be getting high in the bathroom to escape this reality? Yeah. Girl, come look at the purse I got. Okay, hold on. I'm doing my hair right now, and I'm alive. Hold on. Ooh. yeah, if I didn't stick to what I believed in, you know, and I let them make me small, I wouldn't be on this live today. I wouldn't be teaching yoga today. I wouldn't have went homeschool. And I feel like, you know, Great Mother saw me because I straight surrendered. I stopped caring about things that just didn't matter, you know what I mean? And to me, I learned after my my father passed away. I learned, you know, like, okay, life it has a beginning, it has a end, and then, you know, you go somewhere. So I thought, you know, what I believe about where you go is different than I did then, but moral of the story, the point is, you know, like it up, comment, like, boost the algorithm. People have to hear about this. They have to know this. Is somebody out there that needs to know this information? Is somebody out there that's ready to start their yoga journey with a yoga teacher that understands them? Is somebody out there that doesn't believe in a different way of life, and they need to know, they need to hear my story to know that it's somebody else that had the courage to do it. So when you liking and subscribing, you're doing it not just for you, but you're doing it for the mission. Like I told y'all, this is a mission. So basically, what I'm saying is, because I did change my mindset, I changed what I believe, I got to experience more. And even now in my life, I am understanding and I'm talking out loud, I'm affirming that I believe in the higher power. Like, I believe that there is something bigger than myself. She is bigger than myself, and she is going to take care of me. She sees me. You know, my desires are important regardless of my circumstances. You know, my desires are important. Repeat this. My desires are important regardless of my circumstances. I am amazing regardless of my circumstances. Period. So, understand that, guys. Your desires are important. What you want in life is important. What I want in life is important. I'm gonna just start coming on live and just saying affirmations so that y'all can hear this, so that y'all can repeat it out loud with me. Because there's always listening. There's always listening ears. And you get to command reality. You get to command reality with your words. You get to command reality with your voice. You get to command reality with whom you are. You understand? Do you believe that? So what's the title of this video again? Oh, yoga tips. Okay, here's some yoga tips. Here's one big tip, and I've heard people talk about, like, oh, this is why they haven't gotten started or whatever. they feel like they don't have time. They don't have time to do something. They don't have time to master it. Okay, number one, throw that out the window. Number two, I know that people have been taught that once they start something, they have to master it. Let me tell you something. Yoga is a journey. Nobody is grading you on your assignments. It's not the same as what we've been taught. You know, does that make sense? Like, it's not pass or fail. I think it's good for now. Yeah, it's not pass or fail. So, it's a journey. Be graceful. That's my first line of advice, is to be graceful to yourself. Stop beating up yourself and criticizing yourself because of you not starting or mastering it. Like, listen, when I was pregnant, I didn't do much movement until the end of my pregnancy. I'm not gonna beat myself up about that either, because I understand that I'm human. I understand that sometimes things are hard. It's hard to get courage sometimes, especially if you're used to procrastinating, or you're scared to feel your body, or you're scared to release that tension within your body. You know what I mean? It can actually be scary facing yourself. It can. It can be frightening facing yourself. So yeah, that's tip number one. Be graceful with yourself. Don't be mean to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Speak to yourself as if you're speaking to somebody that you love. It's a lot of people that know how to be kind to others, but they are really unkind with themselves. You know? So you have to be kind to yourself. You know, stop beating yourself up and stop treating yourself like you're, judging yourself, or you're ashamed of yourself. Just stop it. Stop with those shenanigans, and just do it. Just start. Stop depending on everything else or all the reasons why you can and cannot do something. You know what I mean? Like, come on. There's a million reasons as to why you can and cannot do something. Feel your body. Feel what you like. Feel what you don't like. And then go from there. That's my advice. With that, if you feel like procrastinating, or you feel like you're not worthy, or you feel like you can't do it yourself, girl, get you a yoga mat. You don't even have to have a yoga mat. Get you a blanket. Go outside. Listen to music. Get in the sun. Breathe. Meditate. the first step in meditation and learning how to meditate is breathing. And the reason that is because it's hard to tell. If you tell someone to meditate, you just tell them to sit there and, be still. But they have the attention span of a puppy. Well, no, they're going to have a hard time sitting still and doing that. Like and subscribe, link in my bio for yoga coaching. But yeah, they're likely not going to do that. They're likely going to have racing thoughts. So the first step to even meditating is to breathe. Stop and breathe. And then, of course, I have other techniques that I teach in my programs, but I can't teach that right now. Hi, like and subscribe. Put where you're from in the chat and become a part of the community. Look at. So y'all, if we all start dreaming big, if we all start dreaming big, then imagine what the world will become if we all stop accepting this bull of being controlled. This thing, that's why they're gonna tell you they're gonna try to make it seem like yoga is demonic. They're gonna try to make it seem like you're bad for doing yoga, especially within religion. And I'm here to tell you that they're doing that because they know that if everybody goes within themselves and stops searching for the external and starts meditating, starts going within, starts moving our body, starts connecting with nature and creating our way of life outside of the constant hustle and outside of the constant conditioning and outside of the condemnation that people will give you, like saying things like you're gonna go to hell for doing yoga. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Sometimes, I'm like, how can people think that this is evil? How can people think that, going within yourself, you're not bothering anyone, you're healing you're becoming a better person. And then there's people who will tell you that you're dynamic, or demonic, I meant, for learning and for doing yoga. To that I say, that's complete and utter BS. And I think that they don't like it because we will start to wake up. We will start to understand why we're really here. And we'll be too enlightened to be manipulated. You know what I mean? Because after a while, a car is a car. A house is a house. Shoot, a hairstyle is a hairstyle. Makeup is makeup. While there's fun in it, and I'm not saying that it's bad, but I am saying that I think a lot of times in this country, and it's Christmas, so this is like a perfect time to talk about this. I think a lot of times in this country, we are conditioned to have things and days that fills certain holes that we have as a community temporarily. You know what I mean? Because like I said, a car is a car. A house is a house. So, with that being said, what more are we here for besides that? You know what I mean? You can't replace community. You can't replace nature. You can't replace health. You can't replace love. You can't replace a way of life with stuff that at the end of the day doesn't matter. You'll go to other countries and people have less material things than we do, but they are happy. Because they have the land. They have the things that a lot of people here don't have. You know? And then, honey, don't get me started on the black community. In fact, I need to talk to my granny about recording a video, because my granny was telling me things about growing up in Kinloch, and just about how we had a black community and they, tore it down. And y'all, this is my grandma. So anyway, that kind of relates to me saying that yoga is a lifestyle, and it's not about the looks. It's a lifestyle. It's a Yoga is something that wakes you up. Yoga is something that brings you closer in here with the Great Mother in here. And if we all understood the power of that, there would be a less of a lot of things. Trust me. The government is quick to hand somebody a Bible and quick to condemn someone and shame someone, but they'll tell you that yoga is bad. Like, really? Are you serious? Come on, like, let's be for real. Let's be for real here. Yeah. Like, yoga is the reason all this stuff is happening in the world. Like, please. Please stop. You know, no hate to anybody's beliefs or anything like that. But we have to literally be for real. You know what I mean? And I have to tell y'all the truth. All of this other stuff pertaining to God and stuff, making God appear to be cruel and, you know, harsh and bad and unloving and unjust, and like, why? That my question is, why? If that's the case, why are we here? Do you know what I mean? So let's be for real and make sure y'all liking, make sure y'all are subscribing, and click the link in my bio for my resources, my one-on-one yoga coaching, my upcoming workshops. I have to get my Stand store back up and running, if I'm being honest, so just subscribe. Gracie, which I have an idea about yoga which you could do. Tobias, hi, do we know each other? Tell me your idea. And make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want to tell me further, my email is gracietheyogi@gmail.com for any inquiries. But let me know. I did not see you typing. I'm over here focused on this eyebrow. But yeah, guys, so that's why I teach yoga, and that's why I do yoga. You know, and it is, I would say that it's challenging, like being in a world where people don't understand that. But I think it's also part of the acceptance that you kind of learn when it comes. First, let me know if you can do it today or not yet, if it's possible. What is it? What is it that you're talking about? Because it really just depends on what you're referring to. I would be thankful. I don't know what you're talking about. Like what you want me to do. Excuse me. But yeah, guys. Yoga is possible to do today, now. Are you asking for me to teach you some yoga? Oh, wait a minute. That's not the brush. Where'd the brush go? Show me some exercises. It is possible for me to show you exercises. So my booking page is in the link in my bio. You can like and subscribe. And I think my booking page is like not clickable right now for some reason. So email me at gracietheyogi@gmail.com. My name at gmail.com. And then we can set up a consultation. Especially my soles, and it hurts so bad. Oh, I'm sorry. My feet, especially my. There are leg exercises and foot exercises that can be really beneficial. And I can also give you some holistic tips into what to do for the pain. I have some things that I do for my feet too. And my mom does for her feet that I can show you. But email me at gracietheyogi@gmail.com. And we're going to book a consultation. And in that consultation, we'll talk about everything. We'll make